So I just want to set up our conversation today. Early spring, I checked in with you to see how prepared your company was feeling for the summer season. You said that you had plenty of installers and technicians for the summer season and were feeling very prepared, which is incredible. We have many HVAC companies start to feel the panic in the spring and ask the recruiters to get them as many experienced installers and technicians as possible. So I want to take this opportunity to discuss what changes you made to your hiring that allowed you to successfully build your team.
Absolutely. I'm happy to share and encourage others to do the same. It's been great for us.
So my first question, when we start talking about hiring needs for our clients, many of them are looking for highly experienced technicians and installers. However, the vast majority of your hires have been entry level. What led your company to decide to hire inexperienced individuals?
Great question. So we realized over the last few years that experienced HVAC technicians, especially within the residential market, which is our focus, are becoming fewer and fewer. The COVID-19 pandemic directly affected that and really highlighted this already growing workforce issue. I think we're all pretty aware of now. So when I started at Horne, early last year, we were able to start a focused effort on supporting utilizing our local trade schools and programs to find new talent for our industry and, of course, specifically our company. We knew it would turn our time and really our budget towards training. We had to understand that that is, our focus, and it's a long haul game. It's not a sprint. We need to be dedicated to it once we start down this path. So these individuals and students, which I love, are more often than not working a full-time job on top of going to school for HVAC or another trade. We are open to, electrical, plumbing, and construction. So we are open to anyone interested. So they've demonstrated that they do truly want to be in the field and they're willing to prove themselves and put the work in. So their work ethic, their desire to learn are most important for us to find. From there, our team of experts can teach them the technical side. We can make them be successful just as long as they have that drive with them already.
The training for your entry level must be extensive. In broad terms, can you walk me through the training you provide for your team in-house?
In broad terms, it really comes down to the individual. We take a great amount of time during the hiring process to understand who this potential new team member is, what they can handle for training, and what the best way is for them to learn their new responsibilities, and who is best to work for them. We really do focus on partnering personalities with personalities because we want them to feel as comfortable as possible. We have an admin promise to our newer hires. They will not get thrown to the wolves.
How long would you say it typically takes for your new employee to go from inexperienced to someone who can handle installations on their own?
Luckily, our install technicians work in teams, so most often 2 per team, sometimes 3 depending on the size and extent of the job. This is good for us and our newer, greener hires because they have someone dedicated to work with them and show them our process. We also have a dedicated cadet trainer in our install department who is scheduled with our greener technicians as much as possible to support, demonstrate, and oversee the job they're on. With all of that training and the high caliber we do strive to reach for everyone, truly green or cadet level to lead level can take 6 to 12 months. I've seen it happen as quick as 5 months, and I've seen it take longer. It truly comes down to how much that green technician is willing to put into their learning experience and to use the resources that we have given to them.
And what would you consider the ideal time of year to start hiring these entry level individuals?
Ideal time for us tends to be early in the year or late fall. This is when our busier seasons are slowing down, and it allows our new hires to be in the field and learn and not really have as much pressure to perform well and perfectly really right away. By the time they've been training for a few weeks, we are probably about to experience another pickup in business to then show them what busy season really is. It also helps to give our experienced techs a small break and let the newer team members fill in to get them more experience. However, if a promising candidate is looking for a job, and no matter what time of the year, we will work around the schedule to bring them aboard. We want to get them on the bus, and we will find the right seat for them after that.
You've had a lot of success partnering with local trade schools, which have given you access to promising up and coming HVAC professionals. What have you done to cultivate and nurture this relationship with the trade schools?
This has become one of my favorite projects, and it is very near and dear to my heart. So I'm very glad you asked. We participate in a few school programs, high school, technical, or HVAC programs if they have that specific. Community college programs, high school trades, tools in schools program, and community funded programs such as Goodwill. We all think of Goodwill, the thrift store. They have technical schools around the country. And they all fit well with our core values of giving back and empowering our community. We have had the most success with the community funded programs like Goodwill. This began with really building a communicative relationship with the trade school leaders, their instructors, their employment support team who are dedicated to any of their students in their classes, the coordinator of the school itself, to the point that our team is now part of the interview process for potential students to get into these programs. We interview them 2 to 3 times throughout their schooling in the program, and to be we are part of all of their hiring events. We also try to schedule a few takeovers every semester where some of our team members essentially teach what we think is important, or just we have an open Q&A with the students. We even recently began one of my favorite programs. I'm going to keep it going for forever. We recently began an exclusive intern program with the students this summer. So they had to meet certain technical criteria and have been recommended by their instructor and the school's coordinator in order to qualify for our intern program. Whoever qualified received 3 days of ride-alongs and in-field training with our team members, something they never would have had access to without really being employed by an HVAC company. It was a trial interview for us too, but most importantly, it was a way for them to really see what it's like in the field, what it's like for the industry they're going to school for, and what it takes to be successful in our industry.
That's fantastic. So you invest a lot of your company time and resources into training these individuals to get them ready for your busy season. How do you make sure that you're selecting the best individuals out of the bunch?
To find the right fit, you have to be thorough. We have to take our time. Rushed hiring can lead to unhappy team members down the road. We've seen this and we know this. We are adamant about following a set hiring process. It includes a full application, a phone screening with a member of our recruiting team, a completed assessment, and at least one in-person interview, most often 2, with different members of our team. We are always hiring, but it's not just to find warm bodies. It's to find rock stars who demonstrate that they want to put in as much effort to learning and being successful as an HVAC technician as we promise to do with their training, support, and the teamwork we can provide.
So many companies are struggling with retaining their Gen Z workforce. Can you speak to your current employee demographics and turnover rate?
Absolutely. Gen Z actually makes up 33% of our team, 33% of our team right now. And that number to me is spot on, especially when you consider that Gen Z makes up 30% of our workforce as a nation. It shows that we are hiring and representing the different workforce generations appropriately in our company. Our turnover rate as of 2023 is very low, right now only at 5.8%, or 3 team members. 2 of them had to leave because of family obligations in other parts of the country, and I know they would still be with us otherwise. So we are very focused on keeping our team and building a family here.
What have you done to engage your workforce and create a culture that makes people want to stay?
From my experience, there's 2 important factors. It's representation and support. I myself am on the border of Gen Z and Millennial, and while that sometimes comes across as a negative, it's a big positive for our current workforce and their needs. A company needs to have younger generation representation in management, in leadership, and in those fields that will support them, especially for those who are new to our industry, a very male-dominated industry and blue-collar industry. There are many women out there working hard to be successful in the trades. And there are many who maybe haven't been encouraged to be in the trades, but it's what they want to do. So those individuals will feel more welcome, more supported, and more empowered by a company that shows that they understand their needs and they will support their needs. But support goes further to encouragement, building a positive team-focused culture. We want everyone here to know that they are working with a team. Maybe they like to be a little bit more individualistic and independent, but our team is still going to support them. We have started quarterly check-ins where our HR team, not an individual supervisor, just sits with someone for a little and has an honest chat about how they're feeling in their role, in the company, and what they need to continue to grow. It lets us have a human interaction with them.
That's fantastic. And so you mentioned these check-ins with HR. Do you also have regular check-in points for their manager and supervisor?
We do. There are a few different times throughout the year that we have guaranteed or scheduled check-ins with our team members. Besides the quarterly check-ins, we have team meetings, performance reviews and evaluations, and the big one, goal settings for them to aim for over the year. Those that reach their goals get to go on an all expense paid trip somewhere. That's why it's the big one. We sent 2022's goal winners to the Bahamas for a week with a +1, all expense paid. It all comes back to showing and demonstrating support to everyone and acknowledging their accomplishments. A big focus is on positive motivation.
So what kind of feedback have you gotten from employees in the check-ins, and how has that impacted their job satisfaction and growth opportunities?
This started after we had done some anonymous surveys to our team, and the feedback was not what we expected. To be frank, it was more negative than positive. So we knew anonymous wasn't going to allow us to actually address whatever was causing this negativity. It had to be in person, and it had to be somebody that they were comfortable with speaking to and sharing. But even knowing that, the first time we did in-person quarterly check-ins, it was very eye-opening. It was myself and another impartial person in the company. We made sure that they were aware anything they said and we discussed was confidential. Most were still hesitant, but eventually opened up. We learned a lot about what drives each team member individually, as well as inner office frustrations that really hadn't been shared or come to light yet. And I'm glad we did. It allowed us to be proactive in addressing these concerns. Since then, we've had 3 more quarterly check-ins per person, and it's been focused on the individual, what they need, what they are aiming for, and where they see themselves in the company, letting them self-reflect on their role and impact here with us. It's also a time to just have a chat 100% focused on them. Something that is hard to do otherwise when you're in a department of 10 to 20 people and working solo in the field more often than not.
So onboarding is a critical part to ensuring your new employees don't leave in the first 90 days. Can you talk about how you've structured your onboarding process with your new hires?
Absolutely. The overarching focus is to ensure that the new hire feels supported. It depends on the position to get into specifics, but each new hire will spend at least 1 to 2 weeks in the office and training with our internal training and coaching manager, their department leader, and learning or even shadowing other team members in other departments. To give them the full focus of what it takes to make our company successful. After that, we have our team leads in each department that they would be working with, whether it's in-field ride-alongs or regular training calls and check-ins virtually. They have someone other than the department manager to reach out to and lean on when they need help. But it's also our other departments getting involved. It's the sales manager taking time to welcome a new warehouse assistant and spending time just chatting with them and meeting them. It's an install manager taking time to do the same with a new service tech, and so on. We are all here for each other, not just our department, and we want to show that in every way we can.
Well, I thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today and share your successes with our clients. It's been really eye-opening, and I hope it's helpful for anyone that's watching this video.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Laura, for the opportunity.